The United Nations is calling it the biggest humanitarian disaster of our time. And the flow of refugees from Syria is threatening more disaster, political and economic, in the neighboring countries where they are sheltering, and especially in Lebanon and Jordan.
And I keep saying that if the international community expects Jordan to shoulder this responsibility on its behalf, then the international community has to support Jordan in order to enable it to continue doing so.
Germany announced $630 million in spending, but it appears to be old money spent in a new way. Less emergency assistance, more development aid for infrastructure, on water and schools, for instance, in host countries. There was concern because the conflict has changed shape, seeing the emergence of the group known as ISIL, or the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, spilling the violence over the border into Iraq.
This is a refugee treatment center in Berlin. It can house up to 500 people fleeing conflicts from around the world. Around 100 of them now have fled Syria, but an increasing number have come from Iraq.
This Kurdish grandmother remembers when ISIL came to her village in Iraq.
We had a peaceful life in our village, and then the war broke out and ISIL came. They forced us to convert. Since we didn't want to, they killed people in front of their children, shooting and decapitating them.
As the law stands now, refugees fleeing ISIL from Iraq will have a harder time getting asylum in Germany than Syrians fleeing the very same group. Proof, if it was needed, that the politicians seem always to be struggling to find a solution to a crisis with no end in sight. Nick Spicer, Al Jazeera, Berlin.